Before you go, children, like this video if you learned something new. Don't forget to stola to TMO with your friends.
Wisdom of life from the weaver and the potter. Once in a peaceful village, there lived a skilled potter named Sovan. Her pottery was admired by everyone for its beauty and precision. Yet lately, Sovan found herself increasingly anxious. Her work, no matter how many compliments she received, she constantly worried about the outcome of her next piece. Every time Sovan sat at the wheel, her thoughts were consumed by the desire to create the perfect pot. She would envision the shape, the texture, and the glaze, fixating on the final result. But the more she focused on perfection, the more mistakes she made. Her hands would tremble, the clay would wobble, and frustration would overwhelm her. She began blaming herself for failing to meet the image in her mind.
The river teaches us to flow.
One evening, feeling disheartened, Sovan sat alone by the riverbank as the soft breeze rustled the leaves. An elderly woman named Grandma Rat approached her. Grandma Rat was known throughout the village as a master weaver, her hands always calm and steady. Sensing Sovan's troubled heart, Grandma Rat sat down beside her and gently asked, "What troubles you, Sovan?" Sovan sighed. "I want my pottery to be perfect, but the more I focus on how it should turn out, the more I fail. I'm starting to doubt whether I'm even good at this." Grandma Rat smiled kindly. "Let me tell you something, Grandma Rat. I learned long ago. When I was younger, I used to weave with the goal of creating flawless tapestries. Every thread had to be perfectly aligned, every pattern precise. But no matter how hard I tried, there was always some imperfection." "What did you do?" Sovan asked. "I stopped focusing on the end result," Grandma Rat replied. "Instead, I began to pay attention to the act of weaving itself. I learned to enjoy the feel of the threads, the rhythm of my hands, and the way each moment brought something new. And in doing so, the tapestries wove themselves. The beauty came not from my desire for perfection, but from my love for the craft." Sovan listened intently, the weight of her worries beginning to lift. "So you're saying I should focus on the process, not the outcome?" she asked. "Exactly," Grandma Rat said. "When you focus too much on the result, you rob yourself of the joy of creating. Let go of the need for perfection and trust that each pot you make is a reflection of the moment you're in. If you love the process, the results will follow naturally." The next day, Sovan returned to her workshop with a new perspective. She no longer fretted about how her pots would turn out. Instead, she let her hands move freely, enjoying the smoothness of the clay and the way it transformed under her touch. To her surprise, her work improved. The pots became more elegant, and the joy she had once lost returned. Sovan realized that true mastery wasn't about obsessing over the final product. It was about being present, embracing the journey, and allowing the process to unfold without the burden of expectations. And in doing so, her creations became more beautiful than she had ever imagined.
Thank you. Please like, comment, share with friends, subscribe.